everyone, this is Jenny with Envision Advisors, and I'm here today with Colorado Springs real estate investor Garrett. And we're going to talk about Garrett's recently purchased Fourplex property that's conveniently located right near University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, shopping. It's a quick hop over to I-25, so it's in an awesome location. Not to mention it has amazing mountain views. So let's go check it out.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Garrett. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks so much for letting us come into your Fourplex today, Garrett. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just so that everyone at home knows a little bit about your investment background. You have a Burr property. You also have a single family rental, actually two of those. And then this is your first multifamily.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a different animal, but I think that you've approached it in a really interesting and succinct way of understanding the whole process of purchasing this one.
Thanks.
Yeah, so would you mind letting everyone know a little bit about what interested you first off on this property?
Absolutely. So I think, first and foremost, location. So it's centrally located in Colorado Springs. There are major hospitals very close by, major universities very close by, also the medical centers that are associated with those. So that was of great interest. And then also the attractions of being in the central area of Colorado Springs. We have access to restaurants and breweries, et cetera, the things that are cropping up more and more in these neighborhoods. And so first and foremost, it was location. The setup of the building was also something that I appreciated. I thought that it was in good condition, good overall condition. And 3 of the units had actually been redone inside, so that was attractive as well in terms of being able to move right into better market rents. There's also an additional feature with this one, and that is the previous owner had put balconies on the back, and we have amazing views out the back of this property. In fact, there's some of the best views in Colorado Springs of Pikes Peak, et cetera. It's a little bit of an overcast day, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see Pikes Peak, but for access to that kind of view, we really felt that tenants would appreciate it.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. So just kind of talking a little bit high level overview of the numbers of the purchase. So sure. You bought this property for $825,000.
Yes. And
you had acquisition costs of about $13,500.
Yes.
And we were able to negotiate a seller credit of $7,500 for the boilers, which we'll go into detail a little bit later. Yeah. And so you're all in for about $245,000.
Yes.
And then I think that we'll just kind of go, talk about the unit itself, and then we'll dive into the rents if that works for you.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Garrett, do you mind showing me the rest of the apartment?
No, let's take a walk here. All right, so this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. What we liked about them in terms of how they were redone was the neutral colors, the LVP flooring, which is very good for tenant use, newer bathroom, nice ceiling fans installed, and a good neutral new carpeting in each of the bedrooms. The other units in this complex, so there are 2 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom units and 2 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom units. So that was an additional attraction of the building. So we're looking currently at one of the 2-bedroom, 1-bathrooms. We're going to list this for $1,400. We'll see what we can get from there. We've underwritten it at $1,300, and then on top of that, we actually have rubs that are about $100, which is the utilities. So there's a bill back for certain utilities that's $100 that goes to the tenant.
Perfect. Yeah, let's dig into that a little bit more. So
sure.
My understanding is that this building is on separate gas and electric meters.
That's right, yes.
And then you as the owner, you're responsible for water, sewer, trash, and then common area utilities.
That's correct. Yeah.
So what you're doing is able to recoup a lot of those expenses that you're bearing And doing it as a flat rate fee back to the tenants on top.
That is correct. Yeah.
That's great. So we're in one of the bedrooms, so that kind of brings us to the other side of the building. We have a couple of 3-bedroom units. So what are your plans for that? What is the current situation with your 3-bedroom?
So the 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom units on that side of the building are currently occupied for year leases that will go through next year or into next year. In terms of market rents, so we were seeing market rents in the 13 to 14 for these units, the 2 ones, and we're anticipating that the 3 ones will be a little bit higher than that. There's not that many in the local area that actually have all of the amenities, so that's what we're factoring in. So we're hoping that when those are ready for turnover, if those tenants did not stay, then we would have the opportunity to move to something slightly above what we're getting for these 2-bedroom ones.
That's great. Yeah, my understanding is those tenants have been in for quite a number of years. They really enjoy the building, the location. So I think turnover, that would probably be the time that you maybe reevaluate things. And I think what's interesting about this area is that you also have the opportunity that, when the time comes, if you want to do a rent by the room strategy with being so close to the college, that might be an option as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something we are considering and looking at, and particularly for the 3-bedroom, 1-bathrooms in the future. So it's nice to have good tenants that are very happy in the units currently. So we're not looking to change anything there. It's perfect as it is, but we have that strategy in the future if we want to move to it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, let's go catch out the kitchen and the views.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, this is a beautifully redone kitchen, stainless steel appliances, quartz countertop. I mean, this is, offering the works to the tenants. So I'm sure that is really appreciated and in demand by a tenant population wanting to rent.
Absolutely, that's what our hope is, and that's really what we were quite interested in this building. We also have on-unit or in-unit laundry, which is quite nice and sought after. We liked, again, the white cabinets, new white cabinets, stainless steel appliances, and if we turn and get looks behind us onto the patio, so these walk out onto a deck that have amazing views of Colorado Springs and of the mountain ranges, Pikes Peak.
I think, this area alone just sells it, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check out the utility room downstairs.
That sounds good.
Okay, so we're in the utility room of your building here, and this kind of had some interesting features, and it was the point of inspection stress, I would say, is probably a good way to describe it. So maybe this part would be the easiest to kind of talk about first. What used to be here was laundry, shared laundry facility. But now all the units have in-unit laundry, which is incredibly beneficial to tenants, obviously, just being able to, throw some laundry from your bedroom into the laundry unit, so instead of having to come down here. So what do you think that you're gonna do with this area right here?
Yeah, so one of the things that was interesting about this is the fact that this separate unit for utilities and laundry had been built on the side of the building. Obviously, because we now have in-unit laundry, that freed up this space. So we're looking longer term at the potential to turn some of this space into storage for tenants, something we can do where we can rent back portions of the space for storage, maybe put some storage cages in, etc.
That's fantastic, because this is a secure room, and then it would have additional, security features on the cages. So I think that's a really good idea. Right. But then kind of going into the more technically difficult points that we had to work through is the boiler system. So would you be able to kind of tell us a little bit about how that all went down?
Yeah, so this actually, as we had discussed previously, there are separate utilities for each of the units, so separate gas for each of the units, and they each have their own boiler. The boilers are older boilers, as is often common in these kind of buildings. One of them was failing significantly as we were doing the inspection, so that became a little bit of a challenging point. Luckily, we were able to negotiate a concession with the seller for that. And what our intent to do is to switch this over from 4 individual boiler units to actually one single unit, which will be about the cost of one replacing just that one. And then we will have 4 zone valves put in that will operate for each of these, and then we'll add those to the tenant rubs, which is a payback for the utilities. So that's really the longer term plan. Will be, well, it's more of a midterm plan. We're going to be moving to that shortly to replace these. So
great. So I know we hit upon a lot of the numbers already, but I think there's a couple others that we have to go over to complete our analysis of this property.
Sure.
So you are using property management?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 10% is what we factored in, and that's what my property manager charges.
Great. And then I think that you're using about 7% for repairs and maintenance reserves.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's appropriate because you have 2 basically brand new units. You're going to have the new heating units soon enough. The roof is relatively new, so I think that's a really good conservative number for that. And then what are your annual taxes and insurance figures?
So taxes are $1,625 on this building, and then insurance is about $2,700 a year.
Okay, and then probably about $600 a year for snow and landscaping?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Well, this is a fantastic property. Garrett, thank you so much for letting us come in, giving us the tour. I mean, we wish you a ton of success going forward with this property, and I think it's a winner.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you for all your help in identifying it and then bringing it to a close, and we look forward to doing more.
Likewise. Thanks, Garrett.
All right. Thanks.